What's going on, everybody? Today, I'm sitting with Chad, myself, Stefano. We're going to be reviewing Aquaman.
AQUAMAN. If you don't know him very well, this is Stefano Bove. He's George Takei's favorite artist right now. If you haven't seen him, he just recently did an exhibit called Lift Off.
I brought some of my collection here. We got some
That's
Aquaman
sick.
comics, and yeah, I love this Aquaman figure. It's really cool.
I love that it looks exactly like Jason Momoa.
It's pretty
It's
close.
pretty perfect.
They're trying to rebrand the DC universe, and you can see that they're trying to go in a different direction, and that seems to be a little bit more uplifting, not so dark.
Yeah.
Like the Superman, Batman, and Justice League films. In the golden age of comics and the silver age of comics, he gave off a little bit more of a campy element, but all the superheroes did. All the superheroes were campy in the golden and silver age of comics. It wasn't until the modern age, into about the 90s, that they started rebranding and making characters a little bit darker. That's why even Batman, if you watch the Adam West series, it's pretty campy.
It is very
Right?
campy.
So-
bang, smash,
So,
pow.
but they managed to eliminate that out of people's minds, that campiness, and create, Batman movies that were darker. And Aquaman will have the same effect. It will have the same. It will go through the same transition period. Modern pop culture has destroyed Aquaman with making fun of him in Family Guy, South Park. Even SpongeBob made fun of him with that mermaid man.
We're stepping away actually from Batman vs Superman. We're stepping away from Justice League, and I think Warner Brothers is stepping away from both of them as well, and kind of going a different direction. Because now we have second Wonder Woman that's coming up soon.
Yeah.
Shazam is actually coming out even sooner, and then now that Aquaman is here, we have the opportunity to see, can Aquaman actually hold the trident and keep the mantle in the box office? That's the best part.
I see that DC is trying to rebrand everything, and they're more than likely gonna subtly take the route that Marvel did without actually announcing that. Eventually, they will take these characters again and bring them together for another Justice League movie, and then add a few more. That looks really good.
Black Manta,
Black Manta.
not Black Mantra.
No, not
He's
Black
not.
Manta.
He's not as zen as we think he is.
No, he's not. But actually, one of the things that I noticed in the trailers was that they didn't give away a heck of a lot at all. They didn't give away anything.
All I know so far is that Nicole Kidman is his mother.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa is Aquaman, and Amber Heard is
Mira.
Mira on the wall. Honestly, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 just because of the fact that it was visually stunning, the CGI was amazing, the acting was actually pretty good overall. Pretty much everybody was a great actor in this movie, and I guess it's spoilers, but Manta's dad, when he was dying and getting all stabbed and stuff, and shooting off all these guns and pretty much killing himself.
I agree that scene was kind of forced. The whole scenario was forced.
It was a little bit forced.
Create Black Manta as the character that he would become in the movie.
He came to be a cool character after.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his suit was amazing. I love Black Manta, the whole idea of it, and then they're gonna go forward in the future and probably maybe even make him even more badass and beefier.
Black Manta is one of his biggest villains, so arguably his best villain.
Even Jason Momoa, afterwards, when he actually admits that, I kind of made an enemy, maybe I could have saved this guy.
Yeah. It was an interesting angle for a hero.
I'm glad that they did that, because I don't think you've never seen maybe even Batman kind of be I really shouldn't have pushed that guy into that vat of acid. His face is all messed up now. This is a whole different direction. Aquaman's a completely different direction than I expected. I walked in and obviously we're gonna go underwater.
Going back to the city, you were talking about Atlantis.
Yeah.
And Black Panther was amazing, and seeing that city in an open field like that was incredible. But then now basically Atlantis was that underwater. And I also liked the fact that there were two villains in the movie. Kind of constantly changed the pace of the movie. He was facing one villain who was Atlantean and another villain who was human. He was fighting both sides of himself, human and an Atlantean. So it was really cool.
With all your movie knowledge and all of the comic book movies that you watched, how do you go about dissecting this movie? Is there anything that maybe stood out to you that you were like, it didn't flow, or Or
The pacing in the movie was actually really well done. I liked how they constantly kept you entertained by moving you from scene to scene really quickly and gave you whatever information you needed really quickly. Like the training scenes that he did.
the training scenes were
Those were really good.
they were just
Just
inside
in the movie.
what was happening.
Yeah.
Like he's about to jump off this cliff and he was remembering something that happened earlier.
They gave you snippets of what they needed to show you at certain moments, which was really good. So that kept the pacing of the movie going.
Did you learn anything new about Aquaman coming out of this movie? Did it kind of hit all the points that you know, because you have a lot more comic based
I really
than me.
like that they explored the different civilizations underwater.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And again, that goes back to the pacing of the movie, that they were able to show you so much of that so quickly and bring you through the 7 seas and introduce you to all these different nations.
I feel like I know a little bit about everything. you know?
Yeah, exactly. You know a little bit about every single little society underwater. I thought that was really well done, and you know, actually in comparison to like Green Lantern,
Green Lantern.
they brought you to that planet, and for some reason it just felt so forced. But yet here it didn't. I don't know why. It's just the way they introduced the characters.
Mhm.
So there was one scene that I was trying to figure out what happened. It was the scene where that basically set the tone of the movie and declared war, where that sub came in and just attacked out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Did they announce at any point who that submarine actually was?
It took me out of the movie for a second too, because I'm like, how the hell are they gonna find, like, they're talking about where's these Atlanteans, and then all of a sudden they're like, look, they're right there, we're gonna start just firing at them.
Yeah.
We know
These guys have a war
they
going
are.
on in the middle of the ocean and the ocean surface, and yet the sub can't send a signal saying, what the hell do we find here?
That was pretty funny.
What did you think about the fight scenes?
The fight scenes, like from the beginning, when those better looking than Power Ranger soldiers came in and just started shooting the door and taking on Nicole Kidman, I was like, this is the shots were incredible, especially when they were doing that chase in Sicily. Speak of the devil, where you know you're seeing one scene happen on one cliff and then it kind of parallel pans.
Perspective, yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah, I agree. The fight scenes were really well done. There were a few moments where I felt like there was a little bit too much of that.
Yeah.
Like even the scene where in the beginning with the Nicole Kidman, like they jumped to this aerial shot, and some of them were a little bit too much, and like because of the 3D element to it, was a little wowing, a little bit much. But I think overall, the pacing of the fight scenes were really well done, and I understand why they did that on land, because they work so well underwater. So they just kept the same flow of fight scenes throughout the whole movie.
The futuristic technology, the Atlantean technology, pretty much everything in this movie kind of hit the points of, if you know Aquaman, it hits all the points of, oh, this is a reference, even referencing not so good movies like Justice League and Steppenwolf. But like in general, like at the end, even if I didn't know, I know about Aquaman now.
Absolutely.
I have a feel for Aquaman.
Yeah, agreed.
You know?
Agreed. They really bring you through the world a little bit at a time and give you that origin as you need it, right? So they basically give you the whole Atlantean history in the movie, but at different parts of the movie. So you're getting little tidbits here and there. You're not sitting down for half an hour and saying, this is the history of Atlantis.
Yeah, true.
Right? So you're getting a little bit of the backstory, as much as you need to understand the whole concept of the storyline, but they're not sitting here and force feeding you an origin.
Villains,
yeah.
Ocean Master, Black Manta. Who'd you like better? And who had the cooler costume?
Black Manta definitely had the cooler costume. I really like that they went, the final version of Ocean Master's costume was his classic look.
Yes.
Really cool. But Black Manta's costume was awesome. Both villains are definitely going to make an appearance again. I thought they did a really good job at creating the story around both villains, giving both villains equal time. He had just as many fight scenes with Black Manta that he did with Ocean Master. He had 2 fight scenes each, so really well balanced between the 2 villains. even though one was in control over the other, telling him what to do. It was kind of like the Joker and Two-Face.
That's pretty cool.
Kind of situation going on there.
Yeah.
But definitely both of them I could see making another appearance in the second movie. If they want to not fall into the trap of kind of having the same storyline, have one of them with a new villain. So you have the second villain as a newer character. But I can see Black Manta making an appearance.
I give Aquaman a 9 out of 10. Reason being, there were some parts in the acting that took me out a little bit, but overall, the CG, the acting, all the action sequences, I loved it.
I'll give Aquaman an 8.5 out of 10 for a few reasons. One, there were a few little plot holes here and there. The acting in some scenes were a little bit forced, and that's basically it.
Don't forget to leave a comment, leave a like, and you'll see more of us in studio reviewing movies.
Tell people what you like to eat while I'm working with the figure. Tell them what you like to eat.
What do I like?
Do you like chips? Tell them what type of chips you
I'll
like.
definitely be getting some popcorn when I get to the theater.
Hey, this is good promo material.
It is.
Hey, I'm setting up Aquaman while he's talking about Doritos sweet chili heat.
Oof, those are good.
Ooh, those are good
Those
chips.
are really good.
Oh, goddamn.